Madame FATIMA MAADA BIO, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Good afternoon. Excellencies, my dear sisters, First Ladies of Africa, Dr. Rasha Kelej, the CEO of Merck Foundation, Professor Frank, my dance partner, and our boss here today, medical practitioners here, the media, delegates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here in front of you to address issues as important as infertility. But while seated, listening to my sisters talking about the things they have done and the things they have achieved within COVID, I think African First Ladies deserve a round of applause for their hard work. It's not easy being an African First Lady in Africa these days. Like my sister Monica just said, everything wrong in Africa is caused by the African First Ladies. Sometimes it is really nice for people to recognize our work and celebrate us, because that will also motivate us to do more. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you health workers for your wonderful, wonderful work that you did in saving Africa from COVID-19. When COVID-19 started, the statistics that was out there actually said it was Africa that was going to suffer the most. But what they did not put in that data is the resilience that our health workers have. It is the courage and the love our health workers have for our continent. So while other people or other health workers were running away, ours in Africa, we are standing the battle to save Africa. And we can say COVID-19 came, but COVID-19 understand that Africa was not the place for it to stay. Thank you. Talking about infertility brings me back to the work I do. I've been a First Lady since 2018, which is not long. But then the issue of gender equality and the issue of children has been part of my life since the age of 16, because I do understand what it means to have equality. When you come from a family like mine, the boys are always priority. Us, the girls, have to toe the line and allow the boys to thrive. So I have always believed that we can do something to change that. And now having the platform as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, I have channeled all my energy to focusing on gender equality, gender issues, rape, and early marriage. I channeled my energy on that, not because I feel like infertility is not priority. I think that women has to be given the voice to speak up. And when they have that voice to speak up, definitely, infertility will not be a stranger. We will talk about it. The issues that women go through are so enormous in Africa today, but our silence also is too deafening. And that's the reason why, as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, I have been choosing my subject, all the taboo subject. So every year I have an agenda. When I started a campaign called Hands Off Our Girls, and Hands Off Our Girls focuses on early marriage, teenage pregnancy, and rape. And I want to say thank you to my sisters, First Ladies, who came to Sierra Leone, where we actually had a public display and protest on the street of Freetown to just say enough is enough. That was the beginning of a revolution. And that campaign has transcended beyond the borders of Sierra Leone today. And when the COVID-19 started, I thought, okay, we are not able to congregate. What is it that I can do? But before that, I've had the wonderful opportunity to meet with Professor Frank and Rasha, and I have been blessed by Merck Foundation to support 42 doctors from my country to go and study, to be qualified for cancer, oncologists, and palliative care. While we were training these doctors, I was more worried about these doctors coming back home because they needed the facility to practice. When you train the doctors and they have such a qualifications and they come back home, they don't have the avenue to practice, they're going to go to another country. And that started the project that I'm on right now, which is building a 500-bed hospital that will focus on our health facilities. And these doctors have all finished their studies, and they have all come back to Sierra Leone. They've started practicing, started helping our people. Before now, that didn't happen. June this year, I had the honor also to host Rasha in Sierra Leone, because I was also blessed for the United Nations Women's to ask that I host the sexual reproductive 10th year anniversary in Sierra Leone. So I had 950 delegates who came to Sierra Leone from 42 countries. And Rasha Kelej was one of the people who actually went to be our guest speaker to talk about this issue, talk about infertility, talk about what women can do to break the silence. And I want to say thank you, because your contribution also has enlightened the women and men of Sierra Leone. Infertility is not just a woman's problem, it's everybody's problem. But then when a woman, if you're married into a cultural home and you don't have a child within a year, the second year, if you're lucky, your mother-in-law will not be in your bedroom, because they will start to demand for a child, as if it is only a woman that makes babies. I think babies are made by two people, a woman and a man. If a woman is not able to be pregnant, the possibility could also be that the man is not able to pregnate the woman. But in Africa, they don't see it that way. When a woman is not pregnant, when they get married, immediately it is their fault. And then the threat they come up with in this, our traditional family, we're going to have another wife for your husband. As if bringing another wife will solve the problem, if the problem is actually the man. Even if you bring 10 wives, they will not have children unless the man treats themselves and understand that the infertility problem is their problem. So my urge to this congregation here, as we propagate the deafening silence on infertility, let us also look inwards. Let us also look into our homes and check who is the problem. And the only way we can do that is by testing each other. It's about taking the treatment that is needed for everyone, male and female, and then we will have a solution. But also when a woman has a problem like this, such as infertility, don't stigmatize them. Do not stigmatize a woman just because they are not able to bear a child. There is no woman on this planet Earth who doesn't want to have a child. So don't stigmatize them. Let us support them. Let us give them the opportunity. My being here, addressing this congregation, was one, to bring to my sisters, first ladies, that last Monday, as they all aware of what I have been working on, because we all follow each other's work, we all see what we're doing. My focus, like I said from the beginning, has been on children and rape issues. And I've been pushing the United Nations to listen to Africa's cry, because I believe this is a problem in Africa too. It is a huge problem that we have to deal with. So on the 7th of this month, I had the opportunity to be the First Lady to address the United Nations, asking them to give us an international day for us African First Ladies to be able to commemorate with rape victims so that we'll be able to listen to their cries. And I want to say, with the support of the Catholic Church, the United Nations actually adopted that resolution by consensus Monday gone. So from the 18th of this November this year, we now have an international day to celebrate or to commemorate rape victims and survivors all over the world. And I would want to ask my sisters, First Ladies, to not see this as an achievement for Fatima, but to see it as an African achievement, because this is the first time in the history of the United Nations to have an African First Lady, or to even have any First Lady address the General Assembly in the UN. And for me to be there and come out with a consensus where the whole world stood by me and say, yes, we have had Africa's cry and we're going to support it. They've given us a date, November 18, and I'm hoping that Merck Foundation and my sisters First Ladies will partner with the United Nations so that we can commemorate this day. And I want to say thank you, because this is what I have been focusing on. But I'm going to make a pledge to Merck Foundation today that I am going to also now put infertility as one of my priority lists, because I know one thing: when I focus on an agenda, I focus with that agenda with my life, and infertility will be my agenda, and I'll pursue it and make sure Sierra Leone will talk about infertility and the support that Sierra Leone needs for infertility, women and men. We will find a solution to it. I want to say thank you for your always supportive sisterly advice and love. Thank you for training my doctors. And have I had enough with what I've had all my sisters talking about what they have got from Merck Foundation? I'm hoping my own list will be great next time I stand here. Please, I know you are supporting, you actually contacted us for the education. I could not bring education to you because we have already given free education in Sierra Leone, which the government is paying for. So asking you to support girls for free education, to support girls for their education, I think for me it would be like ripping you off, because they already have that facility. But what I will ask from Merck Foundation is that when we now start cascading these infertility issues, please make those women priority also, because when they come out and speak about an issue like this, they are going to be stigmatized, and we should be there to support them and make them know that they are not in this alone. So thank you so very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May God help us all. Thank you.